everybody, I'm Molly Stanberry and you're watching MacMost, the video podcast that shows you how to get the most from your Mac, your iPod, your Apple TV, and your iPhone. iPods and pacemakers don't mix, according to a high school researcher. A 17-year-old high school student and a University of Michigan cardiologist presented the results of a study on iPods and pacemakers at the Heart Rhythm Society meeting in Denver. The study concluded that the iPod, like microwave ovens, cell phones, and other electronic devices, appears to interfere with the electric function of the pacemakers. Note to self, keep iPod, cell phone, and microwave oven away from the pacemaker. iTunes gives us wings. EMI Records announced that the entire Paul McCartney solo collection, including material from Wings, will be available for digital distribution. That means iTunes. McCartney also said in a Billboard magazine interview that the negotiations between Apple's iTunes and the Beatles is virtually settled. So soon, you may be able to buy the White Album again. MacMost has secured an exclusive interview with a man known as the Sixth Beatle, Rudy Sagebrush. Hi Rudy, welcome to MacMost.
Hello Molly, glad to be here.
So is it true that the Beatles will soon be on iTunes?
You bet, I just talked to Paul and he said it was a go.
All right, so you talked to Paul McCartney about it?
No, Paul the Wobbler, my barber. He said he read it somewhere. I did call Mac though his phone number's changed like 20 years ago. It's a little game we play.
I see. So you played with the Beatles in 1962 while they were in Hamburg, Germany. Is that correct?
Yes, on many a fortnight. I played lead, backup, rhythm guitar. Those were bloody great days.
I'm sure they were. So did you ever record anything with the guys, like an album?
Yes, indeed. I remember it like it was yesterday. In fact, it was yesterday. I played second chair oboe on that one.
So why didn't you continue on with the Beatles? Did they fire you like Pete Best?
Fire me? No. We just had creative differences. I wanted to take the band in a bit of a different direction, a little more ska. But what can I say? You know, they could have been big if they had just listened to me.
Yeah, if they had listened to you, they would have been big. The Beatles were arguably one of the most successful rock groups of all time.
They did okay, if you measure success and record sales and popularity and influence on culture, stuff like that.
Hey, why don't you have a British accent? Did you really play with the Beatles?
Well, it's a little more of a Liverpool accent, east-west side.
Okay, my producer is telling me that there never was a sixth Beatle. What exactly is going on?
You know, actually, I've got to run. I'm meeting Paul and John down at the pub right now. See ya.
While we're waiting for DRM-free music to appear in the iTunes Store and for copies of Final Cut Studio 2 to start shipping, Apple did release 3 new upgraded models of MacBooks. The new models are all faster than 2 GHz and have 802.11n wireless built in. You can order one with up to 2.16 GHz processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and 200 GB hard drive. And finally, Apple grabbed 10% of U.S. retail laptop sales and has 8% of desktop computer sales, according to Bloomberg. Apple beat Compaq out in a recent
Molly, that's 9.9% and 7.7%.
Oh, hi, Kevin. Kevin, everybody. This is Kevin, the MacMost staff statistician. Come on, 9.9% is almost 10% for all practical purposes.
I'm afraid not, Molly. If we want MacMost to be a serious Mac website, we've got to get the facts right. You know, just like 2 weeks ago when you said MacBook sales were up 80% and the actual number was 79%, we got to get the numbers right.
Okay, sorry, 79%. I said almost to 80%, but I'll definitely give the writers a talk about that one.
Okay, sorry for interrupting.
Dweeb. Okay, so Apple has 9.9% of retail laptop sales in March, according to Bloomberg. Apple beat out Compaq, which garnered 8.5% of sales in March, but still trails Gateway, which had 13% of notebooks sold. Tiger's dashboard and widgets are way cool. But do you know how to add or delete a widget? You can open Dashboard by clicking its icon on the dock or by pressing the F12 key. Once Dashboard is running, you'll see an icon of a plus sign in a circle in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Click on the icon to manage your widgets. You can get rid of widgets by clicking on their close icons, or you can add widgets by dragging them to the desktop. Wow, look at the cool ripple effect. Today, Jay's going to show us how to make groups in your address book.
Hi everybody, this is Jay from MacMost, and today I want to show you how to create groups within the address book, and then how to use those groups to email multiple people in the mail program. First, we'll just go ahead and open up the address book, and then we come up here, and we'll pick out a few names to throw into a group. So we'll do a shift select here, or actually I'll use a command select to select multiple people in my address book, and then I'll go up to the file menu and I'll choose new group from selection, and that will create a group, and then I can go ahead and name that and call this group Apple People, and I've created a group that contains these 3 people. And so now I want to go ahead and open up Mail, and I want to create a new message. I go to the new message, and I can go to my address book, click on the address book icon, and you'll notice that my group of Apple People is there. And I can double click on that, and that adds those people to my message, and I can go ahead and put a subject on, send it off.
There are quite a few tech news podcasts out there, but one of our favorites is MoBuzzTV. MoBuzz is produced in Spain and will keep you up to date on tech news from around the world.
And now for something completely different. Here's a look at a rather pretty electronic instrument recently created at the University Pompeu Fabra in Barcelona. A set of transparent objects interacts with a luminous tabletop in different ways to create electronic music. For example, here, each object within a circle controlled by the center object contributes a sound as the radius passes over it. The instrument is called a reactable and will, incidentally, be used by Björk in her latest tour.
MacMost Loot is our contest segment where we come up with an Apple-related question or challenge and send a randomly drawn winner a prize. The answer to last week's challenge was that the iPod was announced on October 23rd, 2001. This week's challenge is, why does the iCal calendar icon show the date as July 17th? Send your answers to loot@macmost.com. Thanks for watching the MacMost video podcast. If you want to contact us, have an Apple-related product you'd like us to review, or would like to sponsor an episode of MacMost, simply email us at podcast@macmost.com. Be sure to visit our website for the latest news and to vote on the stories that you think are the most interesting. We post tutorials and tips on our website throughout the week where you can subscribe to the show. You can also subscribe to us using iTunes, so tell your friends and don't be shy, leave us a review. This is Molly Stanberry for MacMost. See you next week. Tiger's dashboards and widgets are way cool. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Y'all watch this.
Check this out, it's so cool. Okay. My daddy said propane. I use propane. All right. Take one for real.